Hello and welcome to another Spartan Athletics webcast for the basketball teams. The women basketball team, they got another win on the road in WAC play against Hawaii over the weekend, and they will keep on the road this week to play Louisiana Tech and New Mexico State on Thursday and Saturday. Here to talk about the women's team is head coach Tim Lacose.
Oh, it was huge. We knew the second round we wanted to focus on playing better than we did in the first round. And, right now we have the #1 defensive team field goal percentage in the conference. And so we wanted to capitalize on that with our rebounding area that we wanted to focus on improvement. And we were able to limit them offensively with our defensive rebounding. So that was a huge key to the success, and I was really happy to see that happen.
And the rebounding was excellent in Hawaii, and I think that can key off of the depth that you guys are having with a couple more additions and people getting off of injuries, right?
Yeah, our top 8 are healthy for the first time since we started conference, and Polanyi really brought a lot of energy. And that gives everybody else, some rest. And that we've been up in second halves and let a couple get away. And this time we were up in the second half and we were able to close it out. And I think having that depth and being healthy was a big part of that.
How does that make the defenses play any different, or preparation for the other teams a little different when you have a little more depth on your bench?
Well, the preparation is not a whole lot different. It just gives, instead of playing 35 minutes, they got to play great defense for 30 minutes, and that makes a big difference, especially at the end of games.
All right. Well, it's another tough stretch on the road here. You go to Hawaii, now you're going to go to Louisiana Tech and New Mexico State this week. Certainly something that can test your team a little bit.
Yeah, it was a very competitive game here against La Tech, and we expect the same there. There's some things that I think we can do better, and we're looking forward to each game in the WAC, especially in the second round, playing better than we did in the first round, and trying to peak come conference time, which is just around the corner.
Yeah, I think the women's team has kind of opened some eyes in the WAC, and maybe the first round through, some of the teams were not necessarily overlooking you as an opponent, but certainly thinking you weren't as well organized as you are now. Is it going to be a little different going through the second loop of the WAC play?
Yeah, considering that each of the polls had us ranked last preseason, to be in the top half of the conference come second round is rewarding. However, our goal is to be top in the conference. So, the WAC conference is very competitive. It's great to be part of, because on a given night anything can happen, and I think it's making each team better. And it's going to be exciting come tournament time, because I think anything can happen, and we want to be playing our best basketball then.
Yeah, obviously the momentum at the tournament time is the key part, right?
Yes, and we're heading the right direction. The win in Hawaii was big for us, and put us in the top half, and now La Tech's in third place, so this is a battle for that third spot, and we just keep progressing. That's our goal.
Again, the women's team will play this Thursday and Saturday on the road at Louisiana Tech and New Mexico State. For the men's team, they're off their first conference win against the rival Fresno State Bulldogs here in the Event Center, and they will step out of conference play this Saturday to play Sacramento State. Here to talk about the men's team is their head coach, George Nessman.
We've been, as ever, it's been well chronicled. We've been battling, and I think to get one in the books was good for our guys' morale. It also has some kind of bittersweet element to it, because, gosh, so many times we've been close and we haven't got over the top, and we really believe we could be doing better than we're doing. But I think the big balance is there's no question our team is moving forward. There's no question our team is progressing, and I think that has to be the main thing that we hook into right now as we slide into this final 20% of the season.
A chance to step out of conference play for a game at least, and may not be a team that you've played in the regular season, but you're certainly familiar with Sacramento State. Yeah,
the two programs have been scrimmaging regularly for the last 4 or 5 years, so we have a high degree of familiarity with each other, and at this point, we want the challenge of competition and the challenge of gaining success. Sac State's going to be a tough opponent up on their court. They won 4 of their last 5. They've been playing better. They're making progress also. So I think it's going to be an interesting game and a real tough challenge for us.
What can you do as a squad to take some of this time off and either kind of rest up a little bit, or what do you work on this late in the season?
Well, we're still adding things to our mix, because you have to keep keep altering what you present to your opponent, particularly in conference play, because they're so familiar with you. Remember, we're watching film, so we're seeing all these teams over and over and over again, and they're seeing us. So we're certainly adding things to our offensive arsenal, maybe a new wrinkle on defense. I'm also a big believer you need to concentrate on improving. It doesn't matter if it's October 1st, March 1st, July 1st. If you're going to ever get to a point where you consider yourself good to very good to great, you have to be driven to improve. And that's a huge element of our program and a big part of the way we go at things. So we don't look at it, well, it's late in the season, let's back off. We do have to be more cognizant of their fatigue level, but at the same time, we want to constantly be seeking improvement. And so these practices are valuable from that regard, without a doubt.
The turnover ratio for you guys, it's under 11 now, which is just a great number to have this late in the season especially. Lately, it's even been better. What is it about the defense and not turning the ball over that it's been so key for you guys?
Well, I think that we preach a consistent message of ball security and see the play and then make the play rather than anticipate, which a lot of people use the phrase anticipate, and I think they use it incorrectly when it comes to basketball. You can't, so much basketball is reaction. You can't always anticipate where someone's going to go, cut left, cut right. So a lot of it has to be see it and then deliver. And I think we have a lot of assists too for that reason. We're delivering the ball to things that are clearly opportunities. We're not searching for an opportunity. And had we shot the ball better over the course of the season, our assist total would be off the chart. Because we also have some really good ball handlers. We're playing a lot of minutes. To play Nevada, a team that's actively attempting to turn you over. I mean, they're very physical, very athletic, and have 4 turnovers in 40 minutes. It's pretty good. And I think it was one of the reasons we were able to compete with them on such an equal footing and have a chance to win the game in the closing 3 minutes, because we just didn't turn it over. We were stubborn with the ball.
So even though you lost that game, something to build off of.
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, at some point, you do have to gauge. Certainly, you're gauging wins and losses on one level, and you can't hide from that. You never can hide. You hide from that, and you smile around. That's a mistake. But there's a second piece to it that says, are we progressing? Are we getting better? And yeah, the litmus test is obvious. We played Nevada in early January, and then we played them again in early February, and the contrast was stark in terms of our improvement. And we definitely had a chance to win that game. Credit Nevada, they made big shots down the stretch, particularly Ches. You know, he just took the ball in his hands like a good senior player and made plays. But at the same time, we forced him into that position where if we just could have got one additional stop and come down and scored in a counter, that game could have gone our way. So I think there's no doubt that our guys believe it, that they can beat any team in our league.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining me again. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Justin.
That's it for this week's episode. Again, the women's team play 2 games on the road Thursday and Saturday at Louisiana Tech and New Mexico State. Also, the men's team plays a non-conference game against Sacramento State on Saturday. You can always check out this webcast every Tuesday on the YouTube channel or sjsuspartans.com.